Daunting? I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be a beast to clean, but for our videos, it'll be fun. What's up guys, Stevie here from Blackout Detail, back here at Superior Products, and today we're gonna feature the greatest hits. So these are the 5 best staples of Superior Products lineup. We're talking about Dark Fury, Zap-It, Aqua Gloss, Dirtbuster, and the tried and true cherry on the top, the coverall. Stay tuned, we're gonna show you the uses, the dilutions, a few tips and tricks. Stay and enjoy the ride, here we go. All right, so first up is gonna be Dark Fury. This is a very strong concentrated cleaner. Perfect though for dirt, bugs, wheels, rims, things like that. So we're gonna, when you're using a concentrated formula, you wanna make sure that you always start at the high end of a high amount of water. So a 10 to 1, 20 to 1 until you get comfortable with the use and your application for your vehicle and your condition. So today we're actually gonna go all the way down to 4 to 1 because that's the standard concentration that we use for bugs and for wheels and tires. So 4 to 1 is, we're gonna use this little pump sprayer. So we've got a little measuring cup here. So 4 to 1 means 1 part product. So we're gonna do a half a cup of product and multiply 4 times a half cup. So we're gonna get an extra 2 cups of water. So we'll end up with 2.5 once we've added the water. Two and a half. So we've got a half cup of product, another 2 cups of water. I'm gonna use this bottle here. And obviously I'm not very good at pouring, but that's why I'm in the sink. Okay, so we've got our 4 to 1 Dark Fury here, diluted down. This is a perfect concentration for your wheels, your tires, any bugs that may be on the front. Even if you've got like a lot of dirt and grime or mud, this is great for a pre-rinse. So when you're applying this, you wanna make sure a couple rules. Number 1, you don't wanna let it dry. So if you're in the sun, when you're spraying it on, just make sure you pay really close attention to that, especially with a dark colored vehicle. If you're doing a pre-rinse like this, you just want to make sure you cover everything. And you can see, I mean, the color of the product really helps tell you where you've sprayed it, where you've applied it. So this is the pre-rinse application. I'm just going to let it sit there, dwell. You can already see it's starting to break down some of that dirt, making it really easy to power wash off. Pretty much safe on most of the wheels that you'll come across. Just be careful with chrome. I would avoid chrome, but aluminum, these nice like black forged wheels are perfect. Just make sure you get a good application. And again, be careful in the sun. Do not let it dry. Let's do the side panel first and we'll come back and do the wheel. So now we've let it dwell, we're gonna go ahead and power wash it off and show you how effective it is without a contact wash. All right, so as you can see, we didn't do a contact wash there, but it pretty much knocked everything that was connected to that door panel. So you can use this as a pre-rinse before your contact wash, just to knock a lot of the dirt, grime, mud off the vehicle, and then you can follow it up with a contact wash. Okay. All right, next up is Dirtbuster. This is the pH neutral soap that can be used in a foam cannon, can also be used in a bucket. When using in a bucket, make sure, step 1, we start with the clean bucket. So before you use the bucket, make sure you rinse it out. When you get done using the bucket, make sure you rinse it out. You really don't want to start on the wrong foot. So I'd like to say using soaps is more of an art than a science. You can read the label, it'll tell you how much to use based on how many gallons of water you use. It says 1 to 2 ounces. in your bucket. That really is dependent on how much water you put in your bucket. This is a 5-gallon bucket. If you got a 3-gallon bucket, you could obviously use a different ratio, but it's really kind of personal preference. I just kind of get enough in there and eye it based on the consistency of once I put the water in. So you can either add your water first or add your water last. I usually add about half of my water, add the product, then add additional water just so you can make sure everything gets really good and stirred up. Getting a couple suds as well. Then you can add your wash mitts. I'm gonna go into the hand wash application. So you just get enough suds, get enough water in your mitts. I use a couple different mitts. And when washing, you want to use back and forth motions, not swirls, because that's how you're going to introduce those scratches into your paint. So I like to use one clean side for one part of the panel, rotate your mitt to the other clean side, use that for the other side of the panel. So when I add to a foam cannon, really depends on the size of your foam cannon and how thick you like your suds. But for my foam cannon, I'm usually like a 4-to-1. So I usually fill up to the first or second line and then fill the rest up with water. All right, next up, Zap-It. This is a ready-to-use stain remover, perfect for upholstery, carpet floor mats, carpet seats, or cloth seats. Is ready to use. So, first rule, as you can see, this product naturally separates. See the white on the top, the green on the bottom. Before you use this, you want to make sure you got a shaken product. I'm gonna open this bad boy up. Pour it in our bottle, and we're going to clean this floor mat. Concentrated on things that you can see and read, and any of the stained areas, you want to just get a nice even coverage. You can let that dwell. Usually when I use this for the vehicles I work on, I'll spray all the seats, let it kind of soak in, then I'll come back with a drill brush like this. And you're just working this product in. Help attack all the dirt that's down in the fabrics, but also at the surface level that are shown to the naked eye. Practically clean. Odor neutralizing as well. Beautiful citrus scent. So next up, we're gonna shampoo that up. So if you use this lightly, like in a seat or a floor, you can really just use a microfiber towel and dry it up. But for something that's really, really dirty, like a dirty seat or a dirty floor mat, we're actually gonna shampoo it up. So we've got the shampooer here. So again, ready to use Zap-It. We're actually gonna shampoo this seat right here, so you don't need to add this too heavily if you're just trying to pull the stains off the top piece of the fabric versus, you spill a coffee and you need to really soak that out. But we're really just trying to take off the surface level stains on this seat. So good coverage. Come back with your drill brush to agitate. Okay, Zap-It again. This time though, we're gonna use that as an all-purpose cleaner. So this is really good if you got doors that sticky messes, just want kind of a versatile product. You'll just spray this on. You can spray it on an applicator like this, scrub into your doors, get all that stuff clean. The biggest thing I've found that this helps with is when you've got those white sunscreen spots stuck to your door panels in your plastics from your legs, knees, hands, arms. This really helps get all that stuff off. The other thing I like to do is use it really liberally on your pad and spray it onto that speaker that's got that honeycomb. And this helps get it into all of those different grooves. See, it's kind of turning white because that foam is filling all those little pores in their speaker. Removal of our dirt there. And the tool I really like to use, Tornador or Vortex gun. For this spot, you can try to use your towel and sometimes get that out, but all right, next we're gonna use an HVLP gun. This is great to get even coverage on your engine bays and on your tires. With Aqua Gloss, it's pretty viscous, so you wanna make sure that you dilute it down. I like to use 1-to-1, so I've got a little bit of water in here. I'm gonna pour the product in here. As you can see, it's pretty thick. Once I got enough in there, put the cap on, shake it up. Shaken, not stirred. Okay, and then just play around with kind of how much product comes out with your pressure, and then you'll apply to your plastics. The other thing I like to use the HVLP gun for is for really knobby off-road tires like this. If you use an applicator, you're only gonna hit those knobs on the outside. So the pressure of the gun helps really get down into those grooves. Now with diluting, the higher you dilute, the more kind of mist and overspray you're gonna get. So if you keep it down to 1-to-1, almost straight, you're gonna have a lot less overspray. When applying this, you're always gonna wanna come back and wipe down in anything that may have overspray on it. So I'm gonna wipe down the wheel for this. If you're applying it to the door, you wanna make sure that you do the windows last. So to do an application, you're just gonna very slowly, controlled, kind of even distance from the tire all the way around. And if you're really trying to match like the aerosol coverall, I think 1-to-1 is really a perfect consistency. And the nice thing about Aqua Gloss is because it's water-based, that water will dissipate and you won't get a lot of sling. I'm just gonna hit anything that may have some overspray on it. Easy enough. All right, Superior Products, cover all. We like to call this the cherry on the top. So, 2 different products. I mean, really the same product, but 2 different versions. So we got a low VOC if you're in a low VOC state. And then we've got the kind of OG cover all. So to do an application, probably seen this before. Remove your cap. And I like to work my way around the outside and then come back and do the inside and then do a middle bead if you have to do that. So it's kind of what that looks like. Slow and steady, far enough away from the tire to get some good coverage. Back to the inside, all the way around. So I've done the inside, the outside. This tire is relatively small compared to some of the other tires we do, but come back and just kind of do that middle section in case you need coverage. There you go. Okay, so we're gonna do VOC coverall. So same product, just a different propellant. So a propellant is actually what's put inside the can to force it out of the aerosol can. And the way that these are designed is that the second you spray it and it comes out of the can, that instantly flashes. So all you're left with on the tire is actually the product itself. So that's what really helps with having no sling. So high shine, no sling. Wipe any overspray off. Then make sure that you pour out your dirty water and suds. And I like to leave a little bit in there just to make sure that if your bucket's been sitting for a while, you get a lot of that silt that sits on the bottom. So make sure you rub it out. Don't rub it out with your wash media because you just get that stuff stuck into your sponges and your wash mitts. You can see all that stuff that's sitting in there. If you got a grit guard, a lot of that stuff gets stuck on the bottom. So just make sure you rinse it out good so that you're clean and ready to go for the next time. All right, so there you go. That's greatest hits, Superior products, the top 5 product staples of Superior products. We got Dark Fury, Zap-It, Aqua Gloss, Dirtbuster, and the cherry on top, the coverall, both VOC and low VOC. So hopefully you enjoyed the uses, the dilutions. If you got more questions about the chemicals themselves, check the link above or the description below. We've got deep dive from Gigi, Blast from the Past, that will give you more information about the products and chemicals themselves. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.